Today, I'm going to show you the easiest way to fix the 4 most common lawn problems, including broadleaf weeds, crabgrass, brown spots, and thin grass. If your lawn has any of these, in 4 days, it will look completely different. And if you follow along with this video, you could do it too with simple and easy to use products. And all you'll need is weed killer, weed preventer, fertilizer, and a fertilizer spreader. That's it. Let's do this. So today we're at my local Home Depot, and before we start getting to work, there's a few items we need to pick up first. Now, when you guys come to Home Depot, you might be a little overwhelmed with all the herbicides over here on the wall. So just to make it easy for you, we're gonna grab this bottle of Ortho Weed B Gun right here, specifically the one with crabgrass control. This is gonna do a good job at killing most weeds in your lawns like dandelions, thistle, crabgrass. If you guys wanna save a few bucks, you can also get this bottle of Spectracide right here that's also ready to use. It's about $3 cheaper, and it's also gonna work out well for you. The only reason I really like this one is because it has a little more 2,4-D in there, so it's gonna be a little bit better with broadleaf weeds in general. Now, the good thing about this bottle is that it's ready to use. We don't need to get a sprayer, mix any chemicals, anything like that. This is all good, ready to go. All right, so the next thing we're gonna grab is this blue bag of Scotts Halts. Now, this is a 2-in-1 product that contains a weed preventer plus a fertilizer. So not only are we gonna stop weeds from coming into our lawn in the future, but we're also gonna green up our grass at the same time. All right, so the next thing we need to grab is a fertilizer spreader. Wait, hold on, are they playing Bob Seger right now?
That's a little too tall, could've used.
I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm a sucker for Bob Seger. But anyways, what I recommend for a fertilizer spreader is this Scotts Mini Edge Guard right here. Now, in my opinion, this is the best bang for the buck spreader you're gonna get at Home Depot. I've tried all these other ones like this Deluxe here. I've tried that Elite that's up there. And I keep going back to the Mini Edge Guard because in my opinion, it just works the best. So now that we got everything we need, it's important that we understand the difference between these two herbicides. So let's go ahead and start with this guy right here. This is what we call a pre-emergent, and this is what prevents weeds in your lawn. Think of the name pre-emergent as in pre-emerge. It stops it before it emerges. And then on the flip side, we have this guy right here, which is Weed B Gun. This is what's known as a post-emergent, and this is what kills weeds that have already established in your lawn. And you could think of the name similar to pre-emergent. This one is called post-emergent, as in it kills weeds that have post-emerged. All right, so we're gonna kick things off by applying some Scotts Halts. Now, what's good about this stuff, not only is it a fertilizer, but it's a pre-emergent as well. Now, the good part about having the fertilizer in this specific bag is if your lawn is struggling right now, it's thin, patchy, maybe has a bunch of brown spots, the fertilizer in this bag is gonna feed your lawn, it's gonna turn it very dark green, and it's gonna help it thicken up a lot more. Now, typically the best time to apply a pre-emergent like this is in early spring so we could get a head start before the weeds start popping up. But odds are, if you're watching this video, it's probably later in the season right now. You probably have a whole bunch of weeds, but that's all right. We're still gonna apply this pre-emergent because think of it like this. Even if you have weeds right now, you're bound to get some more, right? So it's better to prevent 50% of the weeds rather than not prevent any weeds at all. And the best part about using this Scotts Halts is that we don't have to mess around with any powders or complicated sprays. We just simply throw it in our fertilizer spreader and broadcast it across our lawn. However, we do need to know how many square feet our lawn is because the bag rate on this product is 2.7 pounds per 1,000 square feet. And the easiest way to figure out your lawn size is to go to measuremylawn.com, input your address, and you can mark out your lawn's exact coordinates using Google Maps, and it will give you the exact size of your lawn. And once you have your lawn's measurements, we need to measure out exactly how much product we need to apply. In order to measure out our product, we're gonna need 2 items. The first is any regular old bucket that you guys might have laying around your house. And the second is this guy right here, which is a fishing scale. You guys can get these on Amazon for about $9. If you need one, I'll link it down below. The first thing we need to do is weigh this bucket and tare it to 0 before we weigh our product. It has a hook right here. We're just gonna put it right there on this bucket handle and lift it up. Then we're gonna push the tare function, and that's going to bring it to 0. And the key thing to remember here is that the application rate is 2.7 pounds per 1,000 square feet. Today we're treating 2,000 total square feet, so we're going to times that number by 2, which is 5.4 pounds. Now before we start throwing this down, we have to set the dial in our spreader to the right setting. On this bag of Scotts, there's going to be a recommended dial setting, but I want you to totally disregard that recommendation, especially if you're a beginner, because if you use that setting and you walk too slow, you're going to empty out your hopper before you're done walking your whole lawn. Now in order to prevent that, I want you to set your spreader to its lowest setting possible. And this is going to allow you to get even coverage without the risk of emptying your hopper early. Now odds are, since we're using this low setting, you're still going to have some product left in your hopper when you're done spreading. Then all you want to do is walk your lawn a second time until the hopper is completely empty. Alright, so that wasn't too bad, right? But as per the label, we do have to do one more thing, which is water it into the soil. And usually when it comes to this, I like to water my lawn for about 10 to 15 minutes, just enough to get it deep down into the soil. So now that we just got done watering our lawn, it's important that we let it dry for about 45 minutes. Alright, it's been 45 minutes, our lawn is fully dry, and now it's time to move on to our second application. This is Ortho Weed B Gone, and like we mentioned earlier, this stuff is used to kill weeds that have already established in your lawn. Now Ortho is a 3-way herbicide, meaning it contains 3 different herbicides, and those 3 specific ones are really good at controlling broadleaf weeds and crabgrass. So pretty much like 99% of the weeds you guys might have in your lawn, this is going to do a good job controlling it. Now what's really convenient about this bottle is that it's ready to go. It doesn't require us to measure out any chemicals or anything like that.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more Weed B Gone.
And if you guys are facing an unusually large amount of weeds, then make sure you check out this video right here. In this video, I cover one of the most extremely potent herbicide combinations that are guaranteed to get rid of most, if not all, your weeds. And with that, this is George from Princess Cut. Peace.